Hello everybody, and in this video I'm gonna work on culling out my blue dream shrimp. And as you can see by looking here, the moss is taking over, the stem plants are starting to get to the top, and we've got a whole bunch of shrimp. Now in this tank I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I'm not too worried because I think this tank's already in really good shape as far as the shrimp go and everything. So what I'm going to do is select out only the absolute stunners are going to go back in here, and then my other 40 gallon I started as a blue velvet. The ones who ain't quite, they got some irregular markings on them, they are going to go in the blue velvet tank that I'm starting, or have started. There's ain't that many shrimp in there yet. And then next, the ones who are obviously bad, I don't think there'll be a whole lot of those. Those will go in the Skittles tank because I've already got a whole bunch of blues in the Skittles and I don't need more blues. So that's what I'm going to try to do here. First thing I want to do is fill up some buckets, because the plan is to rip up all the moss and get as many shrimp gathered up as we can, catch every shrimp that we possibly can out, and that's going to take a while, and then sort them out, good and the bad. Let's see what we do. Okay, so I got 2 buckets full of water. One bucket is to put the plants in. I don't think I'm going to rip up the rotala in here, the stem plant. I think I'm just going to rip out all the moss, trim the rotala, and then we'll start gathering up shrimp. This will be fun. First we gotta look at all these shrimp in here. Oh my god. Shoo all the shrimp out of the moss the best we can. One little section at a time. But sometimes I hate when I gotta do this because this tank looks so good right now. But sometimes you just gotta do it for the betterment of the shrimp. And there'll be a bunch of little blue babies in the moss bucket. That's why I put plenty of water in there. So some of this come with it, some of the rotala. Shaking all the shrimp out of the moss. Look, there's so many of them in here. Pretty crazy. So look at this one. Look at this whole patch up. Look at all these shrimp right here. Whoa, that's crazy. Oh, there's tons of little ones in here. Tons of little ones. The best thing about the moss is the worst thing about the moss when you're doing this. All the surface area, I mean, they get all the way in there, right in the middle of it. This Kylo moss I use in all my tanks. It'll be real interesting when I get all this pulled up and cleared up. Man, there's a lot of good looking shrimp in here. Look at this. There's just so many shrimp all tangled up in the moss. There's a lot of shrimp in here. There's another piece of Rotala. That Rotala's wanting to come up over there. Okay, we got that sorted out. Get the Rotala out. Yeah, there's already. I see a whole bunch of shrimp in here. No matter how good you try to shake it out when you're dealing with this much moss. So what we'll do, obviously, we'll put the same exact moss that come out back in. Just a whole lot less of it. Yeah, oh my gosh, look at all of them. Trying to shoo them all off without hurting them. Yes. Wow, there is a lot in here. And the good thing is, it's not getting all mucked up too bad. A lot of times when you rip this moss up, you'll get all kinds of gunky. There's so much in here, oh my goodness. So, this tank, I called the heck out of it for like 2 years straight. Then we got her looking a whole lot better. And now these guys, I'm trying to take them to the absolute next level, hopefully the best level. And those will keep getting better and better. I'm winning more and more on these shrimp tanks. What I do, instead of just picking out the bad ones, you pick out the bad ones when you see them. But then, every so often, not that often, but I think all these tanks are better off going through and sorting through every single shrimp. Because even now, there's going to be a lot of them I miss, no matter how hard I try. I'm still going to miss some, but we want to do the best we can to get them all. Almost got all the moss shaked out, put in the bucket. This video probably end up being long, so just to hang out and chill. Watch me get wet. Yeah, I still got a little bit of moss. This ended up being a whole ton of moss in this 40 gallon tank. Not that little. Alright. That comes all falling apart. It's all shaded out. Stays green. But as soon as you start messing with it, it just all falls apart. There's little baby shrimp everywhere in here. I'm trying to pick it out. Alright, there's the moss portion of this. Next thing I'll do is trim the Rotala. Alright, Rotala trimming time. So, this ain't hard. We just gotta snip it try to snip it nice and level. That side, and then we gotta get over here on this side. I gotta stand on the ladder that the camera's sitting on, so if you get a little shaky there, that is why. Hopefully. Okay, so there, just stand right there and rest. We got the Rapala nice and trimmed down. Now we just gotta remove it. And of course there's shrimp in this too. Huh. So, with this extra time I've had off work these last few weeks, because I worked with it for a utility contractor, and New Year budget stuff and getting the New Year stuff lined up. Basically, getting the work set up for 2022 has been delayed because they're running behind schedule, I guess. So, I get to sit at home, draw employment, play with my fish. Long term, it wouldn't work that good out. It wouldn't work out that good for me, but just for a couple months tops, probably only a few weeks. I honestly have no idea, because they know they ain't telling me nothing. So, alright, I think that is good, and since I got all this time on my hands, then I'm going to get a lot accomplished. First thing I want to do is bait them all in one area with the algae wafers if the pluckers don't spread them all out, and that's what usually happens in this tank. And put a whole bunch of algae wafers, and hopefully they land in a good spot. Yeah, that's pretty good. That'll work. Alright, let's see if we can get an idea of just how many shrimp are in here. Okay, so there's still a few in there. Right when I think I've got them all, then I wait a few more minutes and I find like 100 more. So I have no idea how many shrimp are in here, but you want to see what over 1,000 shrimp looks like in about 3 gallons of water. Look at that. Oh my God. That's freaking crazy. Let me get my light. Alright, look at this. Oh my God. Let's try it different. Look at these things. Pretty wild. Pretty awesome. So I'm going to try to get started on that as quick as I can. Let's see. And you can see just how many are still in here. I'm not seeing any that look horribly bad yet. I see actually really, really good ones. There's one that's kind of when you shine the light on him. And I see some more. I'm going to wait for these to gather up some more and finish catching them. I just don't want to leave these sitting here this long. And I'm probably going to get started on them and just call it good enough, because looking at all these still in here, I've only seen a couple and they're not even completely horrible. They're small. So we're going to be throwing a lot of shrimp in here, and if we only have a few bad ones, that's pretty good. So I'm not going to put this on video, and the warning is it's going to probably cloud everything up, but I'm going to do some snail removal, and then we'll see where we're at after that. Okay, so here's the situation we got going on here. There are still, I'd catch them all out. I would think I had them all. And there's 100 more. I just kept doing that, and doing that, and doing that, and doing that. And then I got a lot of snails out. There's still more in there I'd really like, but this thing's doing so good I don't want to mess with it too much. And here we have this. And then here is the absolute very first batch. And I'm going to get my flashlight. So what I have decided to do, since I knew there's a lot of shrimp in there, but there's thousands, and I was thinking like 700-800. I'm gonna have my wife, who is sitting here beside me, keep count, and I'm gonna count out 300 perfect shrimp and put back in the Blue Dreams tank. And then everything else will go in this 40 here. This is one of the last tanks I got rid of guppies in. There's already some blue shrimp in here. I started a while back, just random scoops. Just a big random scoop out of this tank. And this will be the blue velvet tank, so it'll be blue, separate blue culls, because I still have plenty of blues in the Skittles tank. So there'll be a lower grade just blues option on my website here before too much longer. People who want just blue shrimp at a cheaper price. So that's what we're doing here. I've got so many blue shrimp going. Wow, I did not expect that. Let's see, get one more look at this. Oh, look at that. Wild. I did put some, just a few little, just a tiny pinch of safe in here, just a few granules to help with any possible ammonia issues, and have the air stone for this tank running in here so we don't have any oxygen issues. So everyone should be safe, but I still need to stay on top of this till I'm done. So I'll end up checking in when I'm done. But wow. Lots of shrimp to deal with. several hours later, this is what the keepers look like. I'm not sure. I quit counting. I was counting at first. I was like, I'm just gonna go through the whole tub. So I really don't know. Those are all shrimp. They like being on the bit of black sand that's in there versus the white. Let's see if I can get these guys to show up better. Good, clean. So essentially what I did is probably about 10 or 20% ended up being keepers. I had so many shrimp it afforded me to be super duper picky. These guys are really something. Let's see if we can get them in the bucket, or out of the bucket in the tank. So speaking of the tank, this is what it's looking like right now. I put a little strip of moss back there in the very back. It was starting to clear out, but then when I was getting ready, I saw a whole bunch of snails, and there's another pile I missed, and I stirred up stuff again, digging up snails. And I dug and I dug and I dug, getting all these shrimp out. And every time I thought there was no more, I would catch 100 more. And then I would catch 100 more. Yeah, I'm gonna have to, now that the tank, there's a whole group of them back. Gee, man. There's probably still 200 shrimp left in here. So maybe my calling didn't go as good as I'd hoped. I should have done a hard reset. Nonetheless, I got lots and lots and lots of super awesome, as good as it gets, blue dreams. And now I can go through. There's way less bad ones in here that I will be able to call out. Now with the, I cannot, there might be 200 or 300 shrimp left in here. And you guys saw how many I took out. It just keeps blowing my mind how many shrimp are in here. Wow. This tank exploded. Okay, now we'll get the shrimp in the tank. Okay, and here we are with the grand finale. These are all beautiful, beautiful blue shrimp. I sorted through that whole entire bucket, and these are the absolute best of the best. And here they are, back in their Blue Dreams tank. Look at all these shrimp. Perfect. Beautiful Blue Dream shrimp. Look at them. There's so many. Come on. Get off the net. Get off the net. Get off the net. Alright. So another thing I want to talk about is these things were already super good to begin with. And so when I say I only kept 10 to 20% of them, and that's saying a lot because these are already really good. There's some, like I said, you saw there was some that got left behind because as hard as I tried, I could not get every single one of them. But now the rest that are, the ones that are left, will be much more manageable. The tank is cleared out, and so we'll be good. It'll be a lot easier to deal with. That was a lot of shrimp. took this the night when I done it, and I was dead tired. Oh man, here we are the next day. Let me tell you, by the time that was done, I was pretty wore out. This is what I am calling my blue velvet tank now. This is where everything that I didn't deem absolutely perfect come to live. There's still lots of really good ones in here. There's shrimp everywhere in here. And then we'll go up and look at the Blue Dreams. And here we are at the Blue Dreams. So there's gonna be some that ain't perfect in here because there's there's a lot that ended up not getting caught. But now, instead of having moss all the way everywhere, we have wide open areas. An algae wafer ended up over here, and I'll be able to cull the ones that need to be culled out now. Much easier than before, and a lot less shrimp to deal with. These guys are looking really, really good. Really good. Blue Dreams. I can get a good shot without the dang glare. Getting better. Getting better. And of course there's shrimp all the way back there. There's shrimp everywhere in here now. Or still. Even though I took out probably 1,500. I have no idea how many shrimp I ended up with. It was just so many shrimp to sort through. But I got it done. I still need to get some more out of here from the ones that got left behind. And I'll be doing that tonight. But there you have it. Lots of shrimp sorting. A lot of hours and effort went into this project, so hopefully the video turns out watchable. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.